The phone rang at 2:17 a.m. I didn't answer. I knew before I looked at the screen. When I finally picked up, her voice shattered the quiet. Dad, it was him. The billionaire's son. I froze. The world condensed into that one sentence, a muffled groan in the background. My daughter's voice again, trembling. He beat me, Dad. The words hit like glass. I stayed silent. I couldn't move. Not yet. Then a text buzzed from a number I already hated. She refused to spend a night with me. My dad owns this city. You can't touch me. I read it twice. Then I read it again. He was right. I couldn't. Not here. Not in this city. Under his protection. His walls of money and power. Not legally. Not publicly. Not without watching my daughter bleed again. So I did what I always do when options vanish. I called Sicily. Family business. A gravelly voice answered, I'm on my way. I hung up. I wanted to scream. I wanted to break something, but I didn't. I poured a glass of whiskey instead, black as the night outside, and stared at the wall, counting the seconds until help arrived, counting the ways I could burn this city down without touching it myself. She didn't know yet. She was curled on the hospital bed, staring at the ceiling, trying not to cry. I sat beside her and held her hand. My silence was more dangerous than any threat. I kept the phone close. Every notification could be a clue. Every ping a lie unraveling. I remembered the way he had smiled. Arrogant, untouchable. That smile would haunt me. But he hadn't considered me. Not really. Not the quiet kind of men who wait, who plan, who bury rage under ice and watch it solidify. When the ambulance doors closed and the sirens faded, I went home. Carefully. Slowly. I didn't want witnesses. I didn't want mistakes. I checked the phones. Every call, every message. Nothing direct, but patterns emerge when you look close enough. And I started seeing him everywhere. At the charity gala. In the driverless cars racing past my office. In the shadows of my city. I realized then, he thought this was a game. He thought I'd crumble. He thought I couldn't touch him. But I had already started moving. Quietly, strategically, calculating. I don't know if he'll see it coming, but he will. And when he does, it won't be pretty. Because some debts are not paid in money or law. They're paid in attention, in presence, in inevitability. I was about to make a call that would rewrite the rules. And the man on the other end of Sicily was already packing. I had never felt calmer until the knock came at my door. The knock wasn't loud. That's what unsettled me. Power doesn't knock politely. It announces itself. I opened the door to two men in tailored coats and hollow eyes. They didn't introduce themselves. They didn't need to. One of them smiled like he already owned the conversation. She refused, he said. These things get messy. I looked past them, into the black car idling at the curb. Tinted windows, no faces, no accountability. I closed the door without answering. That night I didn't sleep. I listened. To the city breathing, to the quiet panic hiding beneath its wealth. I replayed my daughter's voice again and again, each time slower, clearer. Fear has a rhythm. Lies do too. By morning I had everything I needed. Phone records, hotel logs, witnesses who suddenly remembered details, when they realized silence no longer protected them. I never raised my voice, never rushed. Fear does the work when you give it time. The report came in just before noon. Not legal, not official, but true. A pattern, women, payments, disappearances disguised as vacations. One name repeated like a signature. The billionaire's son wasn't careless. He was confident. That's worse. When my daughter woke, I told her nothing. I kissed her forehead and told her to heal. Some truths are poison if delivered too early. That evening, my phone rang once. Sicily. He's predictable, my uncle said. Men like him always are. I didn't ask how he knew. The next day, the city shifted. Subtly. A foundation withdrew funding. A board delayed a vote. A deal collapsed without explanation. The billionaire made calls. Doors stayed closed. By nightfall, his son sent another message. Shorter this time, less certain. What did you do? I didn't reply. I arranged one meeting. Private. No lawyers. No threats. Just truth. He arrived late. Always a tell. His confidence cracked when I slid the folder across the table. Photos, statements, dates, names. His hands shook. Just a little? This isn't real, he whispered. I met his eyes for the first time. It's inevitable. He broke then. Not loudly. Internally. The way men do when they realize power has limits. When they understand they are no longer protected. I stood, left the folder, walked away. By morning, the story broke. Not accusations, facts, too many to bury. Investors fled. The city turned its back. His father resigned for health reasons. The son vanished. Some say he left the country. Others say he didn't make it out. I don't ask. That's not my business anymore. My daughter recovered, stronger, quieter. As for me, I returned to my routines. Coffee, work, silence. Revenge doesn't always look like blood. Sometimes it looks like absence. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is make sure they're never heard from again.